Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to an all-new episode of Point of View. It's Friday, and we have a lot to get into on today's show. But let's welcome back our guest co-host, Dr. Willie Montague.
Not the love doctor.
Not in all your singleness now, right? Okay. Listen, but coming up on today's show, we're catching up with Willie to break down what's going on in politics, including the Trump administration's decision to roll back a rule that bans segregated facilities and government contracts. What is up with that? We can't wait for Willie to unpack it for us. You know, my political insight is beginner friendly, so Willie, do your big one. But later in the show, we have Girlfriend's Guide and Mind, Body, and Soul, which you don't want to miss. So come on in, join the discussion. You're watching POV. So the Trump administration just removed an executive order that had been in place since the 1960s, one that banned segregated facilities and federal contracts. Now, some people see this as a major red flag and a step backwards for civil rights. But let's be honest. Does this open the door to discrimination to creep back in, or is it just a political move that won't actually change much? Let us know, Willie. I'm a little bit lost with this.
Okay, so if you realize, Lyndon B. Johnson, who wrote this executive order, was an absolute racist. He did not like the Negro. And that's the friendly version.
Does Trump like the Negro?
Trump loves the Negro.
Oh, wow.
So when...
News to me.
Me too.
So, but if you look, this was 60 years ago. The Republicans have not had control of the House and Senate all of those 60 years. So if this was an executive order, which for everyone that doesn't know, executive orders are not law. They were not voted in. If one of the grand old Democrats felt like it was necessary to really get rid of this discrimination, why over 60 years have they not made it a law so that it could protect it and be so where Trump couldn't go in? This is to actually say that we do not want people to do things based off of the color of their skin, but the merit. As the great Martin Luther King says, it's not about the color of your skin, but it's about the content of your character.
Yeah. I think if we hadn't needed, in a better world, right, then it wouldn't have been put in place. The problem is that it's not based on merit. A lot of discrimination is just what it is. It's based on the color of your skin, based on race. I would like to say, I would love to say that we don't need it. That would be great. We don't need DEI. We don't need to say, hey, people, you need to hire people of different races, different cultures. Is that really based on merit, or is it that you would just rather take, mediocre over superior?
Well, we don't need DEI.
No, you shouldn't need it. And I think
the fact of the
good.
matter is, we have had Democrats. Democrats sometimes are the most lousiest, weak-kneed, jelly-back people you will ever find. And because of that,
Look,
they don't make decisions until a Republican steps up, or orange man, as they say they don't like, and then it's a problem. So where were you? Where was it before it became now?
We shouldn't need it, and I agree with that, right? We don't need to have this. But what I think this really does is separates the wheat from the tare. Are you really going to be about Jesus like you say you are? Ooh. Are you really going to be non-discriminatory? Are you really going to open your doors to everyone really based on merit? I think that's really the question, and I think that's what this does here. Separate the wheat from the tare. You're walking with Jesus or not? Because, the Christians always love to say, we walking with Jesus. Are you?
But what does that relate to? When you got, are these Democrats walking with Jesus? They're walking around here wanting to marry ants and pigs and goats.
I'm not talking about Democrat or Republican.
So,
I'm talking about being a human being. That's what I'm talking about.
You can be a human being
and you're not discriminating against people. You don't need to have a law. You don't need to have no executive order. You don't need to have nothing telling you to do the right thing.
Well, you need to tell that.
You do it anyway.
You need to tell that nigga hating Lyndon B. Johnson.
You can't say that on TV.
I sure can. Lord. You can say that nigga hating Lyndon B. Johnson, what he did 60 years ago. And here we are seeing the black and brown community suffering at the hand of people, and Trump is trying to say
to stop discrimination.
No,
let me in, Coach. Let me in. Okay. What I'm wondering, because I need some clarity on this situation.
Me too.
So from what I'm gathering so far is that, they were redacting this rule or, executive order because they were saying that it was redundant, and so that there are actual laws that kind of have these policies already. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, is that the case? Are we still safe from discrimination and
Yeah, you
segregation?
safe. Let me ask you a question. Do you walk outside of your house today and think that some white man is going to shoot you or water hose you outside your yard? Be honest. Do you feel that way in 2025?
Yes.
Has this not happened down the street, really?
Do you not? No.
You don't.
Yes.
So you don't
I don't-
I'm not gonna lie.
I do not
I'm
feel
not
like
gonna
I'm
lie.
going-
I
Maybe
don't
not
feel
that
like-
exactly.
I don't feel like it's a strong possibility, but I
Yes.
do not feel like there's no way it could happen.
You
It
can
couldn't
walk
happen.
outside and be
Well, it
shot and
happens-
killed
it
by
happens all
a
the
Negro
time.
before you shot and killed by a white man.
It depends
You
on the
see
neighborhood.
Thank you.
Lord.
Thank you. Willie, are you really here?
Yeah.
I don't think he with
I don't
us.
think he
sister.
is.
I don't think he with us.
The question is, what could this mean for generations to come who've never experienced segregation or segregated spaces?
I'm scared, honestly. I'm scared. I feel like bringing back segregation. Like I just feel like, excuse me. I feel like it's to separate us as a people. Period. I really feel like that's what it is. It's to separate us as a people.
Now, I'm not gonna lie.
Black people are better off with
I
segregation.
was about to say, I'm not
So
gonna lie. I do feel like segregation was a good thing, but we're here now, and I don't feel like we're ready to be segregated again. Not the way we spend this money, baby, because we can't pull it together. We can't have our own stuff just yet.
And that's the problem.
But why
So
do we
don't
think
blame
it's
the
better
white
to be
man.
segregated?
Don't blame the white man. Blame the way that we cannot work together as a community of black people. The one thing that drives me up the wall is that black people constantly, the white man, the white man, the white man. Tell me what the black man has done that had created opportunities and change for the family, where it is so much. The homes are still empty. It's still single parent homes. The fathers are not there. That was Lyndon B. Johnson that created that.
Taking
but I'm
funds
saying you
out of a community.
you're acting
That
like
is
was
not. That did not come
Help
from
to
that.
build
That
a community.
came from the
Help to
racist
build a
white
community.
Democrats that wanted the black people to be enslaved to their system, and we are still living in
Help
their operation.
building the community and stop taking funds out of the community and putting it into other communities.
don't believe in
the
our
community
community.
is
That's
only
what I
built
hear.
when black people work together. You don't need no
black
damn
people
white
have
man
worked
to tell
together.
you what to do.
It has
Really?
been
Did
proven
you
black
wait all
people
week
have
for
worked
this?
together.
Yes.
Did you wait all week for this?
Yes.
Every time black people
Right.
work together, who keeps
Right.
It
coming
was
to
the
tear it
white
down?
in Tulsa in 1921. It was the white Democrats that burned down the black community, not no
It don't
Republicans.
matter
right,
if he's
y'all.
Republican
All
or
right.
Democrat, he's
Enough is
still
enough.
white.
But
Listen. Let me get
I
the floor
can't
back.
wait,
'cause
Kelly.
And that's where we end up having an issue.
So then
And you
build
tell him,
like a
Raquel.
human
again.
being.
let
Be
him know.
kind to
Build
people.
again.
Order in the court.
Be
Order in
like
the
the
court.
Jesus you keep saying you follow.
Well, I did tell that to the black
All right,
folks.
all right.
Like the Jesus
Listen,
that
Lord,
said,
somebody
have
got
mercy.
to stop. This is scary.
Please.
This is scary. Here, we got to move on to our next topic because y'all don't know how to act today. It's Friday. You're going to have a whole weekend
And
to
we
show out.
acting up.
Listen, this next topic might be the craziest story of the week. A white glamour model, talking about black and white now. Martina Big, who's known for her
Lord
extreme
Jesus.
tanning injections, now says that she identifies as a black woman, and she's even planning to move to Africa to fully embrace the culture. Now, this isn't the first time she's made headlines for this, but it definitely has people talking again. Where y'all at with it? Will it? You go first, Junior. We got to lead them. They got the code.
Okay, yeah. It's us now. I don't think that she's only known for her tan lines here. Not with these pictures. But I think this is absolutely insane. I think, like, I really don't understand, like, what is the purpose? Like, why does she need to do this? This doesn't make any sense to me.
I say do whatever you want to do, but make sure you take the burden with you. Don't just leave the burden on black women. Take it with you. Make sure you experiencing that as well. Do what you want.
And what I do want to say is Africa is supposedly some of the hottest sun on the face of this earth. So with that skin stretched out to the max like that, with all that filler and injections and all these foreign substances, and then she's got all of this fake tanning, I pray that melanin is true and it can sustain that sun for her baby. That's
She
what I
going to
want.
the motherland, honey. She say, I'm
we
going to be
looked it
black.
up. Raquel actually looked it up when we were doing some research about it, and it says that they don't know what's in those shots.
Right. They don't know what's in it. It's not really legal. It hasn't been approved by FDA.
Look
They don't
at
know what's in
her.
it.
Or
And
do they not know what's in it, or do they not want to tell us what's in it? Because it's probably every time you go to the hospital, you think they're getting IV, baby. They're sucking all the color out your skin. You think
Right.
it's come out a little more pale, baby.
Right.
It ain't the IV.
Well,
there was
I'ma tell
another
you,
woman
this girl,
too.
okay.
Yeah, Rachel. That's what you was about to say.
No, I was going to talk about the book.
Oh, no, there was a girl, Rachel, you can go there too. Rachel Dolezal or something that she got arrested actually for pretending to be a black woman
Was this the one NAACP
Yes.
woman? That
The
was she
who?
was trying to be the leader.
was her.
Oh, yes. That story was crazy too. I just heard about that today because how were you receiving $9,000 in food stamps for pretending to be a black woman?
Child.
And what black
Black
woman
woman
they ever
can't
gave
even get it.
$9,000?
Don't you know?
What I'm not saying.
She was rigging the system.
Yeah.
She beat the system and then went to jail
It's
for pretending to be a black
The
woman.
system that
This,
the Democrats
this,
gave.
this young lady I know, she wrote a book called Escape from Beckyville, and it was black sci-fi. And she wrote about this like 15 years ago, that black women were being kidnapped and used to extract melanin from and given to a white woman. So it's very interesting that that's what they're talking about, these tanning injections and stuff. And this is what's going on.
My
like you just
God.
say, what they taking from you?
It's crazy.
My God, that is
She looks a
wild.
mess.
It's so crazy. While Willie was talking about, the fear that we have walking outside of our door, I was in the store with my children today, and I did have not a fear, because God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but I felt like, oh my God, y'all better stay close. Like I felt like somebody would have took them for some organs or something. You never know what's going on these days. But we'll take a quick commercial break. Coming up right after this, we have Girlfriend's Guide and Mind, Body, and Soul. Stay tuned. You're watching POV.
What's up, family? It is Friday, and I got a question. So, what is one piece of advice that you would give but would never follow?
Let me tell you, I don't know where I got it from. I think when I was younger. And it is speak when spoken to and only with permission. I tell that to my kids all the time. And I've never lived by that.
I am done.
Because I don't need no.
I'm going to say what I got to say, okay?
Leave him alone. Go on about your business now. He showed you who he was. Believe him the first time. Now go on. No, I don't take that advice from myself.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Raquel. I'm with you when you right, girl. I'm gonna tell you every single time, leave that man or that woman alone. And I might still go back to mine. I might a few more times because I ain't learned a lesson. But you should learn yours because yours is worse than mine. Willie?
Don't be impulsive, and I often am impulsive.
Yes, you are. So, family, if you have any advice that you would give, but maybe not necessarily follow, drop it down in our comments. We would love to hear from you. But for now, let's get back to the show.
Welcome back. It's that part of the show where we talk about all things love, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. So earlier this week, we had a heated discussion, really juicy, more than heated. It was a juicy discussion with Willie. And y'all, we ran out of time. So of course we had to bring it back and pick up where we left off. If you missed it, the conversation started with a viral video of a man claiming that the number one reason women are struggling to find a man is because they're too accomplished. Now that's questionable, but let's take a look at what he had to say to bring
They're
this
telling
home.
women to be just like men, be as promiscuous as you want, just behave like a man. You know, climb the corporate ladder, get degrees. And now you have women that are in their late 30s and like, I did the corporate ladder, I have the house, I have the Tesla, I've paid off my debt, I've decorated my house beautifully, I'm a wonderful cat mom to my 3 cats. Why can't I find a man? I'm attractive. It's like, because you've basically turned yourself into a man. You've accomplished all the things that a man is supposed to accomplish to attract a woman, and now you've priced yourself out of the dating market. There's very few men out there that, again, hypergamy, that are at your level or higher.
The end part of that conversation, he was saying that, it's rare that you'll find a man at that point that's at your level or higher, but also that at that point, women tend to be so accomplished that a man now does not want a 40-year-old boss bee, or so he said. He wants a 25-year-old young thing that needs him. And so what do you guys feel about that?
I would like to start, Willie.
Right.
First of all, I don't know a man that is so accomplished living with 3 cats. Let me start there. Okay. And then, like I said in the last Monday episode, go back and watch it if you haven't seen it. I feel like this is literally telling women that they can't have everything that they want. Like they can't have, they can't have the house, they can't have the car, they can't have the relationship, and they can't have the career. When in fact, you can have all of it. You can have it all. Now, if you find a man that doesn't value you at your highest point, which is having accomplished all of these things, whether you're in your 30s or your 40s, then I feel like that man that's not your person, because I feel like a person will value all of those things. You're supposed to be able to learn from each other. A 40-year-old man is not learning nothing but new sex positions from a 20-year-old.
Ooh, Lord of mercy.
Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Let's talk about it, really.
I think what he's trying to say here is I don't want to be in competition, and that's what he's saying at the end. It's about like you're competing. He says rare you're gonna find someone on the same level or higher, and that's often what.
Why does a man automatically think it has to be a competition?
I just say the man thinks that. We're talking about the woman here. Let's not twist it.
You said he.
So he said what the woman is saying when looking for a man. And so I'm saying, as I said last week, or early this week, this is not saying that women cannot be accomplished. I'm all for women accomplishment.
I hope
Praise
so.
the Lord.
Amen.
But, however, I don't feel like people realize how often women who are accomplished give off this persona that I don't need you because I can survive.
That sounds like intimidation.
It's not
that
intimidation.
sounds like a man is intimidated by a successful woman.
But do you want me to lead or not? Now, if you want some
you can lead and I can be successful too.
Give her something.
Now, reclaiming my time. I let y'all talk. Reclaiming my time. Now, if y'all want some raggedy man sitting playing video games, then you take that. But if you want someone that's going to come in and lead, and I'm talking about biblical leadership, if you want a hood gangster, rankster, then that's your business. But if you want someone that's going to lead with stamina, integrity, and character, he needs to be able to be in the front. A woman should not have that type of ability to make him feel uncomfortable to be able to lead in his future home as a husband.
We're not saying that. We're not saying that a man can't lead. What we are saying is a man can still be a leader and have a successful partner.
He didn't say you couldn't be successful. If you
Well, he said she being like a man.
Right.
Well, I
if she has accomplished certain
these are
things.
days you can't club a woman over her head.
No, we don't need to run it again. We done ran it 3 times this week. We don't need to run it again.
She's accomplished all the things. She's accomplished all the things a man is supposed to attract. See, you're not listening.
Okay, come on, Raquel.
She's accomplished all the things a woman is supposed to have to attract a woman. She's priced herself out of the dating pool.
Come on, sister.
Well,
no. See, this is
her time.
My time.
Okay, claim it, sister.
Thank you, ma'am. See, I mean, if he is so concerned, he know what a man is, then why don't he do that? He's looking at her. He's saying she acting like a man. Then why don't you act like a man? And then you won't have to be inferior or intimidated by her being that way.
Raquel,
a woman don't wants to be out there having to slay the dragon. She don't want to be out there having to knock down the lion.
Don't slay the damn dragon.
Oh, she can't.
But she's had to do it for so long.
Because when you gonna show up,
Listen.
when you gonna be a man
You don't say.
See, that was a good one.
Listen,
You
no.
you can clearly recognize it, but you
Okay.
won't be it.
Okay.
So she has to be it. She's
No,
having to be it.
that is
Show
the-
up.
Tambourine
And that's
right
the
now.
problem
Show up.
why you have our kids in disruption.
No, the
like they
problem
do.
is you're
No,
not around.
no,
you
no,
don't do what you're supposed to
Because
do,
the
and you
women,
don't
that
accept
is
Go ahead,
absolutely
Anna.
like,
You lose
Go
the
ahead,
battle,
Anna.
Are you
Willie,
trying
you
to
lose
tell
the
me?
battle,
Are you
lose
trying
it.
to tell me that
Blame the
every
woman.
single
Don't
man?
take
Are you trying to tell me that
Don't
every
be
man is doing the same thing,
responsible.
Raquel?
I'm not saying every man, not
Okay,
every
well, so
woman
Claire-
either, based on what
but you
said.
got some lousy women
And
just
you
like
got
you got
some-
lousy men.
That's
Oh,
right.
Willie, I don't like that point. That was a nasty point you just
That's
said.
nasty.
I like that. Don't do my girl like that.
Why don't you come out of the hen coop and stop complaining with the
Okay.
other hens
What you
and
say,
be the
clucking?
rooster you supposed to
Well,
be?
stop laying.
Be
And
a
the women
rooster.
need to
Be a
stop
rooster.
laying.
Be in the
Stop
hen.
laying with all the roosters.
Stop
And
being
then
a
you
hen.
might be able to find the real rooster
Well,
you
well,
need.
why don't you grow
you
up?
Gotta go.
Wear the
That's
big
same-
boy
You
pants.
got, well, okay.
Just like Adam,
Wear the right
always
panties.
blame the woman. This is what caused the problem in the first place.
No, the problem-
Be a man,
the
be
problem-
responsible, and be accountable. You
And
want
be
to
a
be the
woman.
head? Act like you want to
Well,
be the
then that
head.
means y'all want to be single. That's all y'all
Well,
want.
I guess so, because where
Be
they at?
single.
Ain't no
Be
me
single.
around.
Well,
Because he don't have no
well,
representative and
then
know how to be.
Put a chastity
You're
belt
looking
on
at
then
her.
and stop looking
You're
for sex.
looking at
Because
her.
evidently you
You're
find a
looking
man
at
when you
her,
want
so
a
clearly
penis.
you know what a man is
Callie,
supposed
I
to
don't
be.
know,
But you
girl.
don't want to do
When
it.
you want
I
a
don't
penis.
know.
Listen, I don't know if this was a good one for today or not. I had something to say, but y'all, I don't know what y'all drinking. If it's smoking, I don't know. Something is going on here, but I can't even bring it back in because y'all killing me. Y'all killing me. And I value both of you guys as parents, and I appreciate it. But thinking about the context of the video, his video was in response to a group of women. They were white women, like I did say on Monday, that were crying about the fact that they were older and accomplished and they have all these things and they're lonely. They don't have a man.
Yeah.
So, I guess we were intending to speak to that truth.
No, we did.
Yeah, did we?
No, because they're crying because they have been so successful, and then they want to blame their singleness on the fact they can't find. But you
They're
are
just in
out
the
there
wrong
responding. You are responding in the fact like it's our fault. So don't
But it
show
is,
up.
because he didn't show up.
No, that's not what the
She's
video's
having
talking
to
about.
be. She's having those
she
things.
is
You
in-
too
she
worried
is
about
putting
being
herself-
needed. You can't
Listen,
club a woman on her head
if
no
you
more
are the
and say,
smartest
well, I
one
hold
in the
wallet.
room, you're in the wrong
I
room.
hold the property. I hold it also. You can't.
It's about control.
Because you need me.
It's about control.
Why don't you love her? Why don't you come with some support? Why don't you lift her up for her accomplishments?
Yes.
You
Why
haven't
don't
even
you-
given us a chance.
why don't
These
you be
women are crying in
compassionate?
singleness. They're not in a
Be
relationship.
compassionate. Be supportive.
Because
be
they've
the
already
man you're
gone through
supposed
those
to be.
type of
They ain't
men.
gone through that. Y'all
Love
make excuses
her.
all day
Okay,
long.
so
There's a bitch.
with the fact that we know it is common these days for women to be breadwinners, do we think that men need to reinvent the way that they're approaching women? Or do you just think the woman is out of line because
I
it's a
said what I
problem?
said before, and women are to adorn themselves, and I'm going to stick to that. And so at the end of the day, you can be successful, you can be whatever you want to. I value that. Black, brown, indifferent. But what I'm saying at the end of the day, if a woman is not in a place to receive that love, it works both ways. If you cannot receive that love, receive that care, I have been engaged and been in relationships where I was treated like I was a street hood person because that person had been married 3 other times. So they saw me on the same level as the other person, and that was not me. I was coming to break them free out of what the pain they've been through, but because they couldn't see it, because they were so triggered, I got the blunt end of what other people should have got their 3 last marriages.
Right.
But you was
Because
okay
she's
with
so
you was
triggered.
okay with about to be the 4th husband though. It was no problem for you.
But like you say, she was so triggered. She
Fix it,
triggered because
Jesus.
she haven't seen the man act like one. She needs to learn that.
I think
because
men
she's
be
had to be
so
the man the whole
intimidated
time.
and insecure by these successful women, and women
think so.
keep on being successful and
Jesus,
find you a
Thank you.
successful man, because
and
a
that
man
was
is
the
not going to
question.
be a man is not a real man. Let me be clear, because a
Real
boy
man.
will be intimidated by it.
A real man.
man is not going to be intimidated by your success
Thank you.
because he is also successful. So he is going to teach you, if you ain't already successful, how to continue building an empire. It's that simple. Like, don't be with nobody that's insecure about what they got going on.
And I do believe that, and I do understand, and it does resonate. But I do also feel like sometimes because of the accomplishments that women that we, get in life, it's hard to be the wife that the Bible speaks of, because now there's so much ego and you're not able to submit. With all these words and the food we eat, well, I don't know what y'all drinking, whatever going on, Lord, but be with us, Jesus. We need you.
I think a woman wants to submit. I think she would
Absolutely.
like
Naturally.
to. If she's able to submit to that man, is he
Right.
giving her something to submit
Exactly. Instead of control.
to? Thank you.
Yeah,
Instead of
Sound like y'all just
control.
want to be in a room with a bunch of roses and an adult shop.
And you sound like him,
we
and you
want
want to be
get
with that
out of the
20-year-old
hen
in a
and stop
bikini.
cackling with the other hens complaining.
Moving right
Right.
along.
out.
My body is
Come
so.
out of the hen.
Lord.
Moving on.
We don't got no time. It's
Thank
over.
you guys so much for sticking with us all week long on POV. We are, oh Lord, they doing it today, okay?
messed you
But
up.
we got to close it out with Women's History Month, and we are closing this one out with a powerful quote from the late Tina Turner. I love me some Tina. She once said, "Whatever is bringing you down, get rid of it, because you'll find it when you're free. Your true self comes out." She's speaking to the accomplished woman looking for the man.
That's right.
Okay. Thank y'all for tuning in. Don't forget to
65.
catch POV's weekday here on